I must say that when I look back at my 45 years, I have derived a great sense of fulfillment from every stage of my career, from being a police officer to keep Singapore safe and secure, to being a permanent secretary at the Ministry of Trade Industry, where Minister George Yeo and I were negotiating, help in the launch of the Doha round, and later on negotiating a series of free trade agreements. And we started a free trade agreement movement essentially. I recall that when we first started with New Zealand, many countries officials laughed at us and said, "What can two small economies do?" Starting this free trade agreement. But we now have free trade agreements with 28 countries and regions, including with the largest economy, US, China, Japan, the European Union, and EFTA, as well as Australia, New Zealand, and all the way down to the Pacific Alliance and with Mercosur. So I think that has been a great source of satisfaction. And my years in the Ministry of Trade and Industry as a permanent secretary was very satisfying when I supported Philip Yeo in the setting up of the R&D facilities and in creating this A-star scholarships. So today we are in a much better position to deal with this coming big technological revolution that is coming our way. In the ministry, when I was running the Monetary Authority of Singapore, we kept inflation low during that period, and MAS has done an excellent job in managing our inflation. The Singapore dollar has strengthened, not because of any deliberate policy, but because the economic fundamentals allowed us to now have a better exchange with countries around the world. And significantly, our financial sector has grown. It is now 15% of our GDP, and yet very tightly supervised. And I'm glad that we have been able to get into new areas, like now financial technology. My biggest hope for that is that we learn the lessons of the Asian financial crisis, the global financial crisis, and the COVID pandemic, that banks provide for a larger buffer of reserves, and at the same time that we must balance risk and return. So in looking at risk, strengthening our risk management, but in terms of return, looking at new areas which will allow our financial center and financial institutions in Singapore to be able to earn a higher return because they have been able to make better use of technologies like blockchain, AI, digitalization, to serve customers better, to construct a better portfolio of assets, to be able to therefore earn higher returns. In this age of technological innovation, we must position Singapore as a global Asia node of technology and innovation. So there will always be lots of work to be done. The work is never completed. Every one of us should just aim to set a good foundation and step by step take Singapore higher.